Hi kids, it's Reverend James here with Children's Time. Hope you all had a great New Year's. I know it's probably maybe a bit different than what we're used to, again, like Christmas, but there's still fun things to do. Weather's been nice, so I've been outside a lot, which is great. So here's hoping a blessed 2021 for us all. So today we're celebrating the Epiphany. Now, the Epiphany in the church year is the day when we remember and celebrate the arrival of the three kings at Bethlehem to visit the baby Jesus. The three kings, they're commonly called, we actually don't know if there was three, we just tend to say three kings because there was three gifts given to Jesus, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. They were also called magi, or they were astronomers. They were scientists who watched the night sky and the movement of the planets and stars, and they saw something different. They saw some sort of cosmic event that led them to believe that someone great had been born, and they went out in search of this person. And the star led them to Bethlehem, where they found the baby Jesus lying in the manger, and they presented him with their gifts. Now, we give it the word epiphany because the word epiphany means sort of an idea or an understanding, an aha moment, where you discover something that you didn't know before. But it's not just like a little thing, it's something big and life-changing, maybe even world-changing. And just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about when I say epiphany, I'd like to show you a scene from a movie you've probably seen before where it shows Harry Potter having an epiphany. So check this out.
Excuse me. Who are you?
Rubeus Hagrid, keeper of keys and grounds at Hogwarts. Of course, you'll know all about Hogwarts.
Sorry, no.
No? Blimey, Harry, didn't you ever wonder where your mum and dad learned it all?
Learn what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
A wizard. And a thumping good one, I'd wager, once you trade up a little.
No, you've made a mistake. I mean, I can't be a wizard. I mean, I'm just Harry. Just Harry.
Well, just Harry. Did you ever make anything happen? Anything you couldn't explain when you were angry or scared?
So Harry's told by Hagrid that he's the son of a witch and wizard, that he's a wizard himself, and that he has magic powers. He has this epiphany, and it, of course, changes his life completely. The epiphany that is the birth of Jesus, that is Christmas, where we celebrate Jesus' birth, is the fact that Jesus is the Son of God, that Jesus is God who has been born as a human being. So Jesus is an epiphany, an idea, an understanding of who God is, but also who humanity is, that we see ourselves, who we are called to be, who we can be as a people of love and service and making this world amazing for all. We see this revealed to us in Jesus, born in a baby, but of course in Jesus' life and his teachings. So that's why the birth of Jesus and the arrival of the Magi, the wise men, is an epiphany. It's the revelation of this amazing event, this amazing person, Jesus of Nazareth. I think one of the amazing aspects of what we celebrate at the Epiphany is gift giving. In some cultures, like my dad was born in Holland, in the Netherlands, and in their culture, for Christmas, they would put out their wooden shoes, like we put out stockings. And Santa Claus would come and fill the shoes with chocolates and candies and maybe some oranges and maybe a little toy. But on Epiphany in January, they got a gift to celebrate. because the giving of gifts is one of the important parts of Christmas that just about everybody does. And it's to teach us that Jesus himself is a gift to us, but that we are to be gifts to one another. Not just by giving things, but by giving ourselves, our talents, what we can offer to each other, helping one another. That's one of the core teachings of Jesus, one of the things that we're called to do as Christian disciples. And sometimes we probably feel, at least I feel sometimes, like I don't have a lot to give, or what I have to give isn't as good as what other people have to give. But one of the lessons of the Epiphany is that it doesn't matter whether you have some amazing gift like gold or frankincense or myrrh. It's about the act of giving from your heart, of giving something that's going to make the world a better place and show your love. So I'd like to share with you a story about a little girl who discovers a gift that she can give. It's actually a kind of a legend about the history of the poinsettia. So if you look around, maybe in your own home or at churches or Christmas pictures, we often have poinsettias as decorations. A beautiful plant, often with these big red flowers, or sometimes they're white or pink or different colors. And it's a tradition from Mexico. These plants are from Mexico, that's where they grow, and they were in full bloom at Christmas time. And the flower looks like a star, like the Bethlehem star, the Christmas star. So that's why they've become so important for our Christmas decorations. So I'd like to share with you this story on the history of why the poinsettia became so important at Christmas time, and the value of gift giving from the heart. The Legend of the Poinsettia, retold and illustrated by Tommy DePaula. Lucida lived in a small village high up in the mountains of Mexico with her mama, her papa, and her younger brother and sister, Paco and Lupe. Papa worked in the fields with their burro, Pepito. Every evening, Lucida fed Pepito, gave him fresh water, and filled his stall with clean straw. At home, Lucida helped Mama clean their casita, their little house, and pat out the tortillas for their meals. She took care of Paco and Lupa, and each evening they went to the shrine of the Virgin of Guadalupe near the front gate to see if fresh candles were needed. But every day was not work. On Sundays, the family went to San Gabriel in the square, where Padre Alvarez said the Mass, and all through the year there were fiestas and holy days, which always began with a procession that wound through the village and ended in San Gabriel. One day, close to Christmas, La Navidad, Padre Alvarez came to their casita. "Ah, Senora Martinez, buenos dias, good day." Padre Alvarez said, "I'm here to ask you about the blanket which covers the figure of the baby Jesus in the Christmas procession. We have used the same one for so many years that this is almost worn out. Because your weaving is so fine, I have come to ask if you would make a new one." "Mi padre," Lucida's mother said, "I would be honored, and Lucida will help me." On Saturday, Lucida and Mama went to the market to buy the wool for the blanket. They chose the finest yarn they could find. At home, Lucida helped Mama dye the wool the colors of the rainbow. "These colors will shine throughout the church," Papa said, as he watched Lucida and Mama string the yarn on the loom. As Christmas drew closer, everyone in the village was busy. All the mamas were making gifts to place at the manger of the baby Jesus in the church. The papas worked together, putting up the manger scene in San Gabriel. Lucida and the other children went to the church for singing practice for the Christmas Eve procession, when everyone would walk to San Gabriel singing and carrying candles. Once inside, Padre Alvarez would lay the figure of the baby Jesus in the manger, and the villagers would go up and place their gifts around it. "Our gift will be the blanket for baby Jesus," Lucida told her friends. "I'm helping Mama weave it." One afternoon, a few days before Christmas Eve, Lucida and the children were singing in the church, when Senora Gomez came hurrying in. "Lucida, you must come home. Your mamma is sick, and your papa has taken her down to the town to see the doctor. You must take care of your brother and sister until your papa returns tonight." Lucida was frightened. Mamma had never been sick before. When she got home, Paco and Lupa were crying. They were frightened too. Lucida tried to comfort them. She made some food and sat down to wait for Papa. That evening Papa came in looking tired and worried. He drew Lucida close and said, "Lucida, mi niña, your mamma is ill. Your aunt Tita Carmen will take care of Mama until she is well, but I must go back and stay with Mama until I can bring her home. But it won't be until after Christmas. Senora Gomez will take care of you and Paco and Lupe while I'm gone. She will come for you tomorrow." The next afternoon, Lucida overheard two women talking. "Lucida's mama is ill. She won't be able to finish the blanket for the procession. Isn't it a shame?" "See," said the other woman, "we are all so disappointed. Padre Alvarez will have to use the old worn-out one." When Lucida went home to feed Pepito and get clothes for Paca and Lupe and herself, she looked at the unfinished blanket on the loom. "Perhaps I can finish it," she thought. But when she sat down and tried to weave, the yarn got tangled. The more she tried to untangle it, the worse it got. It was no use. She could never finish it by herself. She took the unfinished blanket to Senora Gomez. "Oh, Lucida, it's so tangled. There isn't time for me to fix it," Senora Gomez told her. "Tomorrow is Christmas Eve." Lucida started to cry. It was her fault the blanket was ruined. Her family wouldn't have a gift to place at the manger of the baby Jesus. "Don't worry, Lucida. We'll all go to the procession together." Lucida didn't say anything, but in her heart she felt that she had ruined Christmas. "Come, Paco, come, Lupe, it's time to go to the procession," Senora Gomez called on Christmas Eve. "Where is Lucida?" She was nowhere to be found. Lucida was hiding. From the shadows, Lucida watched everyone gather for the procession. The candles were lit, the singing began, and the villagers walked to San Gabriel, carrying gifts to place at the manger. Lucida walked along in darkness and watched the procession go into the church, followed by Padre Alvarez carrying the baby Jesus. "Little girl, are you Lucida?" An old woman stood in the shadows nearby. "Si," Lucida answered, wondering who she was. "I have a message for you. Your mama is going to be fine, and your papa will bring her home soon, so you don't have to worry. Now go into the church and celebrate Christmas with the others. Paco and Lupe are waiting for you." "I can't," Lucida told her. "I don't have a gift for the baby Jesus. Mama and I were weaving a beautiful blanket, but I couldn't finish it. I tried, but I only tangled it all up." "Oh, Lucida, any gift is beautiful because it is given," the old woman told her. Whatever you give, the baby Jesus will love because it comes from you." "But what can I give now?" Lucida said, looking around. A patch of tall green weeds grew in a tangle nearby. Lucida rushed over and picked up an armful. "Do you think these will be all right?" Lucida turned to ask the old woman, but she was gone. Lucida walked into the church. It was blazing with candlelight, and the children were singing as she walked quietly down the aisle with a bunch of green weeds in her arms. "What is Lucida carrying?" a woman whispered. "Why is she bringing weeds into the church?" another muttered. Lucida reached the manger scene. She placed the green weeds around the stable, and then she lowered her head and prayed. A hush fell over the church. Voices began to whisper. Look at the weeds! Lucida opened her eyes and looked up. Each weed was tipped with a flaming red star. The manger glowed and shimmered as if lit by 100 candles. When everyone went outside after the Mass, all the clumps of tall green weeds throughout the town were shining with red stars. Lucida's simple gift had indeed become beautiful. And every Christmas to this day, the red stars shine on top of green branches in Mexico. The people call the plants La Flor de Nochebuena, the flower of the Holy Night, the Poinsettia.